Most people think empires collapse overnight. They don't. They move through the same 7 stages, almost like a slow countdown. And here's the thing. When you match those stages to the US today, it lines up around stage 5. Not the end, but way past the halfway point. Stage 1 is the rise. Productive economy, strong currency, growing military. The US checked all of that after World War II. Stage 2 is expansion. Trade dominance, booming middle class, factories working around the clock. By the 1960s, the US was basically the world's engine. Stage 3 is peak power. This is when an empire becomes the global referee. Strong dollar, strong institutions. Everyone wants your currency. For the US, that was the 1990s and early 2000s. Stage 4 is financialization. This is when an empire shifts from making things to moving money. Debt starts piling up. Real productivity slows. You get more speculation, more bubbles, more dependence on credit. If you look at the last 15 years in America, this stage is hard to miss. Then comes stage 5, internal division. The empire is still powerful, but confidence starts cracking. Politics split into extremes. Trust in institutions drops. The currency stays strong because everyone still needs it. But underneath, the pressure builds. Social conflict rises, and the government starts spending more than it earns just to keep the system going. If you watch the US closely, debt levels, political gridlock, widening inequality, it fits this phase almost perfectly. Stage 6 is the tipping point. The currency takes a hit. Investors pull back. The country struggles to fund itself without printing more money. This stage often shows up when the world starts looking for alternatives. It doesn't have to be sudden collapse. It's more like the moment a car starts rolling downhill and can't brake. Stage 7 is decline. The empire loses global leadership, economic influence shrinks, and its military dominance becomes expensive instead of strategic. Most citizens don't realize this stage started until it's already deep in place. So where does that leave the US now? Still powerful. Still the world's reserve currency. But sitting right inside stage 5, where internal pressure builds faster than solutions. History says empires don't fall because someone stronger beats them. They fall because they weaken themselves first. The question isn't whether the US collapses tomorrow. It's whether the country can slow the cycle before it reaches stage 6. And that's the part history never guarantees.